I'm like seeing the comments. I'm like, wait a second. You guys are there. I'm like pressing all the buttons, trying to get you casting. Hang on one sec. A little bit blurry there. Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I had to check to make sure I had this scheduled for a Tuesday and not a Wednesday. I got the big coffee today. They downgraded him from ICU, so that was good. He's now in the regular hospital room. But yeah. So he like calls me occasionally with an update, but he told them not to call me, so I'm only hearing it from him. He has sepsis. Yeah. Yes, he has sepsis. All right, let me see here. Yeah, he last week he like all of a sudden got really cold, and I'm like, oh, you must have the chills. But then he got like kind of incoherent, and I was like, I think that this is something more. And then he wouldn't let me call an ambulance until he got so like incoherent that it like he couldn't refuse anymore. And I was like, I'm gonna call the ambulance. And then the ambulance came and got him. So I just had to wait till he was at that point where he couldn't refuse anymore. And then it was like uh-oh. Hang on, let me get over there. Oh man. You called the ambulance 3 times this weekend? For what? What was going on? Oh, Vicky. All right, let me do this. I'm going to switch this over real quick. Here we go. That should fix that. Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Congrats. All right, so today is coffee chat. So every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, we talk about Niknax. We talk about any updates. We talk about our growth. We talk about guidelines. We talk about all of the things, and that's what we are talking about today. Larissa, I missed. Oh, AFib. Okay. Well, I hope you're doing better. My mom has AFib, so I hope that everything is going all right now. You're in the hospital right now? Oh, I just elbowed. This is an elbow range. That's dangerous. We gotta make sure make sure there's nothing in elbow range. You're doing okay. Okay. I mean, that's commitment to be logged into. I know that's dedication to be here in coffee chat from the hospital, right? That's dedication. Some people are like, coffee chat, I can't be there. It's too long. It's too boring. And Julia's like, I'm in the hospital and I'm going to be there. I like that. That's good energy. All right, let's get started, shall we? All right. I've got notes here. Christina sent them all the way from Scotland, Ireland. You're in Ireland now, aren't you? You're in Ireland. She's sending me pictures of sheep and black slugs, and I'm like, cool. All right, here we go. All right, so we are currently at 45,533 members. We didn't have much of a jump last week. I was a little preoccupied last week. I'll admit I wasn't putting out the content that I would like to put out. This is a testament to marketing right here, because the week before I was pumping out the reels. I was in it. I had everything scheduled. We were good. Last week we gained like crazy amount of new members. This week we're at 346. And so that right there is a testament to marketing, and why I'm always encouraging you all to get out there, be sharing your stuff, putting reels out, start an Instagram, take pictures of your items and post them online, all those things, because there's so much to be said about marketing that, sets you apart from others who may be selling the same thing. People are always like, how do you get so much money for your things? And I have the same thing listed and I can't even get half that. Marketing. It all comes down to marketing. So welcome to all of our new members, all 346 of you. It's wonderful to have you here. Welcome to Niknax. We have live selling, buy it now, multi-day auctions. We have about 46,000 members now, I believe. I think we're either there or it rounds on the homepage. So I have a hard time. Wait, it says right there, doesn't it? It says in our notes. We have 45,000 and a half, but we're almost to 46,000. I'm going to round up just like our page does, and I'm going to say 46,000 because we're closer to that than 45,000. So if you're new here, please make sure you check the chat channels over on the left. There's a lot of good information there. It's a great way to connect with the community. Here on Niknax, we're really about the community, connecting with one another, sharing a love for the things that you buy, whether that's vintage, maybe you collect Disney or you love vintage clothing or jewelry. There's chat channels for all of that over on the left. So hop in there, start engaging with others here on the marketplace. And there you go. So over on the left, the chat channels. We have 4,799 sellers. I added some this morning. I don't know if that includes the ones I added like an hour ago. But that's 6 more sellers. Welcome new sellers. If you would like to go live, I say this every week, over in those chat channels I was just talking about, there is a live onboarding. You need to do the live onboarding. It's not like applying to go live. You just have to go through the onboarding to know what buttons to press, how to load your stuff in, all of that sort of stuff. So that is over on the left. And that's only if you want to go live. You're not required to go live. There's no requirement. It's only if you want to go live that you can do that. Otherwise, feel free to, as soon as you're approved, you can start listing. As long as you're following our guidelines, that's very important. In fact, I'm going to write guidelines down here. As long as you're following the guidelines, you are good to start listing. Okay. This week I noticed that we had a lot of, I said this last week, I'm going to say it again. We had a lot of handmade artists joining again this week. It's been crazy and fantastic, and I love it. This morning I approved a seller who makes crocheted frog purses. I'm like, what? Oh no, it's hard. You don't belong here. You got to go, dude. Hang on, let me get over there. I don't know if Christina's able to. I don't know where she's at. All right, give me this 1 second. Yeah, so like crocheted frog purses, normally I do, normally what I do is I do like, everybody gets like a form letter. It's just like a copy and paste approval. But in this case, here, I got them. In this case, I like wrote a little blurb at the top. I was like, I love your frog purses. Welcome to Niknax. Like, it was just like, I had to absolutely be like, you have the best frog purses. So be on the lookout for frog purses. Can't wait until she starts listing. Okay. So there's that. Where's my notes? Gotta get back to my notes now. Get back to my profile. I need to see the frogs, right? Christina is in the cliffs, so she does not have good reception. We're on our own. Thank you, Sienna, for checking on. All right, let's see. She's in the cliffs. I mean, that's a really good excuse not to be able to ban people as being in the cliffs. I wish I had that excuse more often. Sorry, guys. Can't have coffee chat today. I'm in the cliffs. All right. So also we have, what are the most common guideline violations? I like that. Common violations. I'm going to write that down because I do want to talk a bit about guidelines. Okay, so I'm writing that down for later so I don't get too far off track. Okay, so we have over 107,000 listings here on Niknax. One of my goals for Niknax is not to just be another live selling e-commerce site, but also to kind of lead with buy it now listings as well. So yes, we have live selling, and we have our live sellers do very well here on Niknax, but we also have buy it now, and we do have buy it now sales. Our sellers who sell buy it now do well as long as they're consistent. There's a formula for success in buy it now listings, but we do have successful buy it now sellers here on Niknax as well. So I would definitely encourage you, if you're a new member, if you are a seller, just go browsing through some of the buy it now listings. I buy a lot from the buy it now listings. Yes, and make sure, like, if you see something you like, feel free, if offers are turned on, feel free to make an offer on that item. I mean, don't like lowball them, but feel free to make an offer, because a lot of the times sellers will accept. And also sellers, in case you weren't aware, if you have people who have favorited your item, you can send them an offer. You could be like, hey, if you're interested, I'll drop it down to this price. And then you can potentially get a sale that way. So if you have likes on your item as a seller, you can send an offer as well. So not only as a buyer, but as a seller, you can send offers. So that's important to know, in case you didn't know that. All right. So happy fun day. Is today fun day, Christina? It's National Mascot Day. So yes, yay for our trash panda mascot. He's wonderful, isn't he? It's National Cherry Tart Day. So get out and enjoy some cherry tart. We have been grabbing cherries off of our cherry tree to try to beat the birds to the cherries. And so maybe we'll have to try to make something out of them instead of just hoarding them from the birds. So National Cherry Tart Day. National Apple Strudel Day, for those of you who don't like cherries. You can make a strudel. Also, Eat Your Vegetables Day. Like, all of these are like, okay. Complete we just went all over the place. It's like, eat your vegetables, but also eat your sweets. But if you don't like cherries, you can have apples. Like, that's like all over the place. I feel like they were like, all right, let's cover all our bases. Let's make sure we got vegetables, sweets. If they don't like this, let's give them this option. So National Root Beer Day. So you can chug down some root beer with all of your vegetables. Okay. That's what today is. So you have your options to go and enjoy your day. I'm reading the fun day list. Yes, and you are in the clips. So that's that. Everybody enjoy. Oh, and it's Nena's birthday. That's right. I did see. So Nena at 11:30 is kicking off her live to celebrate her birthday. I did see that. So happy birthday, Nena. I don't know if you're here, but happy birthday. Let me grab a sip of coffee. I hate these things. I don't like drinking out of like a hole in a cup. I want to drink out of a mug. I'm always afraid I'm going to spill it on myself. All right. Let's hold questions till the end. Oh, hey, Nana. Hello. Let's hold question. I'm going to take the lid off. I feel like I'm less likely to spill it on myself when there's not a small hole to drink through. Is that weird? I'm going to end up with it all over me by the end of this live. As long as it's not an elbow range, I think we're safe. So please hold your questions till the end. You guys know I get off on all sorts of tangents if I read the comments. So I'm not trying to be rude by not reading your comments or addressing what you're saying. I do see that. Wait, I want to read that one. Okay, I see the one about low start bids. That's one thing I also want to talk about. I don't know if it's in the notes, so I'm writing that. Okay, so hold your questions till the end. I will have time for questions at the end, but I have a habit. That's why I'm writing them down, because I have a habit of getting way off track, and and the coffee chat we end up in all sorts of places. But we'll circle back. So hold your questions to the end. Write them down like me if you need to, if you're going to forget them. But we will have time for questions in the end. Those of you who regularly tune in to coffee chat know that I'm not very good at focusing. That's why I have notes. All right. So if you want to be warned about bidding against yourself, If you want a warning to pop up and be like, hey, you're already the highest bidder, I wouldn't bid again if I was you. If you want that warning to show up, oh, we're at 10%. We better do this. Don't want that to happen. If you want that warning turned on, if you are a regular offender of the bidding against yourself and you would like that to pop up and remind you like, hey, you're top bidder, are you sure you want to do that? You can email support@district.net. All right, so go ahead and email support@district.net. There you go. You can send them an email and they will make sure that pops up. And you can continue if you want. If you're like, you know what, this is worth more than they are selling it for, I'm going to just keep going until I feel like they're getting the right price for it. Or, you could be like, whoa, okay, I didn't realize I was top bidder. But if you want that to pop up, send an email to support@district.net. Christina even says, if you want an item and you want to keep bidding it up, you may not want this warning to pop up. That is true. I know there are situations when people are like, you know what? I just want to keep bidding. I don't really care that I'm bidding against myself, which is a crazy thing, but people actually do that. They actually want to. So they just keep clicking the button. So that being said, and that's next. Look at this. It's right there next in the notes. I'm just like, I'm right. We're on the same page here. That being said, if you see somebody bidding against themselves, maybe they're wanting to do that. So I know we have a lot of people who are like, you're bidding against yourself, or they bid against themselves, or this, that, and the other. I don't think we need to, as we're moving into this era of having that pop up and that warning, appear. I don't think we need to announce like, hey, you bid against yourself. Because it does create kind of an awkward situation. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you did. Like, it's a little bit awkward now. It's getting to be a little awkward. But if you are somebody who does that, support@district.net, number one. No, I was going to say something. Oh, top high bid. What is it that you guys can do? What is it? The high bid, highest bid, the auto bid. You can just put max bid. Thank you, Sienna. I don't use that. So I'm like, the high thing, max bid. You can put in a max bid and that'll also prevent that from happening. One thing also with that being said, sometimes when people bid against themselves in my sales, I know I'll be like, oh, well, just, I'll refund that, that. But please keep in mind that when we do refunds, when a seller does refunds, they also have to pay processing fees for all of that. And after a while of refunding, over, when the bids are going over or, stuff like that, after a while of refunding, even cancellations, somebody's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. The seller, that costs the seller, even though you're canceling and you're thinking, oh, well, that doesn't cost any money, that's a wash. It actually costs the seller money to cancel. So you might not realize that if you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to cancel it. And it's whatever, it's not like the seller's losing anything. The seller's actually losing a couple things. If you're bidding against somebody, the seller is losing that sale because they could have sold it to the underbidder. Number one. Number two, if you're canceling, the seller is also paying a fee on that. And then third, 9 times out of 10, when they rerun that item, it doesn't sell for what it sold for the first time because it's redundant. It's like, oh, well, this isn't a surprise anymore. This isn't new. This isn't fresh. I've already seen this and I'm not really that excited about it. So, there's 3 reasons right there. So bid responsibly. Yes, Sam, absolutely bid responsibly. As a seller, if somebody requests to cancel, first of all, I keep track of all the cancellations. We do have a policy in place here on Niknax about cancellations. And if they become excessive, I have been known to ban buyers for excessive cancellations because it's not fair to our sellers. And you guys know I'm here for the sellers just as much as I'm here for the buyers. But I will support our sellers. And if you continue to cancel and affect our sellers and their livelihood, not sorry. You can go over to Whatnot. So that's that. I think so as a seller, if you are getting cancellation, maybe it's just a one-time thing. You can also send that person to support@district.net. I'm pretty sure. Sienna, are you guys still taking care of the cancellations? I just want to make sure that I have that clear before. I mean, obviously you need to bid responsibly, number one. But if it is a cancellation, sellers, you can direct those buyers that want to cancel to support. Yes, reach out to support at district.net. It's not the community. I feel like some people are getting community at Niknax and support at district confused. So you want to reach out to support at district.net if somebody wants to cancel. Also, if you think it's a suspicious cancellation, I'm going to put the coffee here. You can let us know at community at Niknax. You maybe just want to, if you want to CC also, you can do that. So there's that. Let's move on to the next one because that was a bit of a tangent. It wasn't in the notes. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Multi-day auctions. I love to see that people are adding multi-day auctions. I think that's fantastic. In my video the other day, I talked about multi-day auctions. I am trying to incorporate multi-day auctions into my own business model. So I'm going to be pushing those in my YouTube videos. I think the video that I posted the other day about my Airbnb has over 50,000 views. And at the very beginning of the video, I'm talking about putting out multi-day auctions on Niknax. So I'm trying to get behind the multi-day auctions, and I would love to see. I mean, keep in mind, start your items at the least amount you are willing to take. Always. I've been saying that since the beginning of Niknax. Always the least amount you are willing to take for an item. So, I mean, I have a vase on there right now. I mean, it's probably worth, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 bucks. I'm starting it at 40 because I'm like, you know what? I'll start it at 40. That's the least amount I'm willing to take on that. Started it at 40. So even in multi-day auctions, same as you would a live sale, start it at the least amount you are willing to take on it. But I would encourage you guys to just give multi-day auctions a try. You know, the more we have running, the more they get noticed. Okay. If you tried something new this week to try to like a new approach to your selling, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Like maybe you tried something new this week and it worked for you. I'm sure others might benefit from that. So if you want to share, if you don't, you're like, this is my proprietary information. But if you tried something new this week and you want to like share it with everybody, go ahead and drop it there in the chat. We added another day for Glass Gallery. I figured you probably all knew that was happening. You guys are probably like, they're going to add another day. Yeah, so we added another day. It's kind of a given that was going to happen. So now Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all Glass Gallery. So Monday, for now, those who are on the wait list have been contacted with the sign up link. They are not allowed to share the link until Christina makes it live in a few days. So if you are on the wait list, look for that link. You were contacted with the link to sign up for Monday on the Glass Gallery. So this is why I always tell you guys, if you don't get on a train, get on the wait list, because if we open up another day, you get first dibs. If somebody drops out, which people do, you get a slot on the train. So Monday is now open. Waitlist gets first dibs, and in a few days we'll open it up, and others can get some slots. I'll share. She says I'll share when the signups for Monday, July 29th, will go live on the Niknax Gazette. That is a chat channel, the Niknax Gazette. So you can look over on the left-hand column in the Niknax Gazette. That is where Christina posts information about upcoming trains. There are 30-minute slots on Monday. If you are already on the schedule, you may not sign up again. I mean, that's just common sense. I mean, these events that we put on are usually coveted spots, and it's not fair to sign up for more than one. It's just not fair. So you get one slot. If you're already on another day, you can't sign up for Monday. All right? If you guys have noticed, Sage has been doing lives on my account. She's been doing really great. She's been selling trinkets and earrings, but it's here on the Crazy Lamp Lady account. We've had that before where, others have sold on an account and you guys like pop in and you're like, wait a second, this isn't so and so. You need to have permission to do that, because we have ran into issues with that as well. So it's not always a positive thing. The way I feel about it is I feel like the person selling should also be an approved seller. They should go through onboarding. I should have an opportunity to either say yes or no. I don't want somebody just like, that's a loophole. I see that as a loophole. Like, oh, I'm going to sell on this person's account, even though I was denied. I don't really like that. So if you are going to have somebody sell on your account, say you're building your business and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to hire a streamer. They do that a lot on the other place. Like they hire people and then they have multiple streamers and they're going live. Like that's a cool thing to like up your game, to that level. But I want to have the say on whether or not that is approved, which I feel like is fair because you never know what you're going to get in that situation. So there's that. Let's see. Gemstones. Gosh, gemstones. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. Honestly, I feel like maybe some feedback from how you all feel about it. Gemstones, minerals, rocks, all the things. I know Junk Monkey is our resident expert on all of these things. So here is my thing about gemstones, rocks, and minerals. Obviously, these things are going to be wholesale. I mean, you get these things, they're wholesale, then you sell them. We've had issues in the past where rings have been sold that are marked 925 that are not. That would be considered gemstones, and I don't want those on Niknax. So there's a very fine line to walk when we're like, yes, no. If they lay even a gemologist. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out where I don't want to say no stones. I don't want to do that. I don't want to say no gemstones because I feel like there's a lot of people that like the stones, that enjoy the stones, that want to purchase the stones. And so I don't want to say no to the stones. Yeah, but there's also, so that's kind of a muddy area and I'm just trying to like wrap my head around it and figure out how we should proceed as a marketplace without opening the floodgates to the potential of lesser stuff, because we've always tried to hold ourselves to a higher quality, and that's the category that I just don't know. I mean, yes, the stones would be untested. They would be untested. I mean, they'd be just raw. You just bought a ton of stuff I paid retail for. Yeah, so that's where we need to kind of figure out. And that's why I'm bringing it to you guys, because we've made a lot of decisions as a marketplace. And I felt like this was one of them where like, I want to have gemstones on the marketplace, but we need to kind of, and the Presidium doesn't work on all stones. It doesn't work on all the stones. So that's not a foolproof thing. It could work on like certain stones, but as I'm talking like these kind of stones. like rocks. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rocks. All the rock hounds get mad when I call them rocks. That's why I don't. But I'm talking about rocks, guys. Geos. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like jewelry pieces. I'm talking about like your chakras, that sort of thing. talking about aligning your chakras, okay? Here on Niknax. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it is. As Crystal says, it's the jewelry, it's the overlap with the jewelry that really I'm struggling with, because I know that some of our buyers like the jewelry pieces, but then it's like, okay, well, this goes into our wholesale, and then are we going to allow that in jewelry? So it's like that overlap I'm struggling with. So that's something that's on my mind. We don't have to discuss it all right here, right now. If you want to reach out to me, I mean, we've made decisions based on feedback in other areas. So if you want to reach out to me and kind of like give me some of your feedback on this category, maybe some insight, community@niknax.net, and we can definitely you guys know I take your feedback. I think we had that idea to do that clearance event at the end of the month, and I got so much feedback about that. I was like, you know what? All right, let's not do it. It just seems like it's a bad idea. So I absolutely take your feedback. And if you have any feedback about this, or I'm definitely open to it. Definitely. So community@niknax.net. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Just reach out to me, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. All right. I don't want to spend too much time on that, because we could talk about that all day. Christina says, if there is a train conductor change, we have our event calendar. If conductors change, you guys need to let her know about it. You guys gotta let her, she's like, she doesn't know if there's changes happening or whatever. Let her know if there's any changes in conductors, especially because you guys need to get approval for the trains, and then you change conductors, and it's like, well, that conductor didn't get approval for, so let Christina know whenever conductors change. That is important. Which brings me to the next thing, train conducting. We have a lot of trains here on Niknax that happen, and we've always had pretty strong rules regarding trains. You obviously have to get approval from Christina, just so we don't have any overlap as far as the theme of trains, and also make sure that the conductors, we have strong conductors, they have support from other maybe co-conductors, that sort of thing. Christina and I have been talking a lot about what we would like to see in our conductors, because obviously that's kind of a leadership role here on Niknax, to lead trains, right? So, you have your admins, you have your moderators, and then it's kind of an unofficial leadership position to be a train conductor. So we really need our conductors to represent Niknax in the best way possible, to be positive, to have a strong business model, to take responsibility, to be enthusiastic and positive, good cheerleaders, all of those things. So going forward, as far as approving trains and all of those things, those are the qualities we're going to be looking at as far as conductors. So if we're getting train requests from people who don't have those qualities, who aren't enthusiastic about Niknax, we're going to maybe think twice. Because the thing of it is, if you're in charge of a train and you're not that excited about Niknax, to be in charge of all those people and not be excited about Niknax really isn't, it's probably not a good position for you to be in. because those people are looking up to you. And if you have a bad attitude about it, they're going to have a bad attitude about it. And we really don't want that bad attitude spreading to other people, I guess is what I'm saying. So conductors set the tone. Absolutely, they do. So that's what we've been talking about a lot these past few days. And I think that really needed to be addressed. So that's been on our mind as far as train conducting. They need to, yes, they need to be like Christina and I. That's right. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not necessarily always present in the trains. I pop in and out, but Christina is really like the ideal model of, this is what the train conductor does. She's amazing. I mean, she's awesome at what she does. She really is fantastic. She does a great job. All right. So another thing, never hesitate to reach out to us about anything. Never hesitate to reach out. So you can reach out to me about anything. I always say that. Reach out to me. Give me feedback. Let me know when you're feeling discouraged. Let me know when you're having unique around the corner. Please hold your questions till the end. I said that at the beginning. Write it down if you need to, but I will answer questions at the end. You guys can reach out to me about anything. You guys can give me feedback. I've always told you guys community at niknax.net. I will take your feedback into consideration. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, we have made decisions regarding the whole marketplace based on feedback in the past. And I appreciate the input that you guys give to me. Granted, that being said, I am a real person. I'm a real person. And I do get a little when you come at me a little So but I want you to know that you can reach out to me with feedback. When you reach out to me with input, feedback, concerns, all of that, I said it from the beginning. Please, if you have a problem with Niknax, come to me with a solution. Come to me with, okay, this is the problem I'm seeing. This is the solution that I propose. Like maybe this is a solution. So don't come to me with, this is wrong. This is the problem, blah, 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 blah. I want to know, okay, well, what is your solution for this? Do you have a solution? I think that's really important. And I have said that, since the beginning. If you come to me with a problem, give me a solution. Tell me like, okay, well, this could be a solution. Even if it's maybe not the solution, come to me with something you think could be the solution. And maybe we could like brainstorm about it. Maybe we could be like, okay, well, I could come back to you and be like, okay, well, maybe that's not the solution, but maybe we could try this. I mean, that's how we get things done. We brainstorm, we go back and forth, we come up with a solution. So, that's really the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay. We get maybe about a dozen messages through help desk a day. And, I do my best to respond to them. And I feel like we definitely do a good job at, accepting feedback, whether that is positive or negative. And I feel like some of you guys can attest to that. Another thing is we don't call people out for giving us feedback. I think there's only been one instance where I got a little upset because we got feedback about moderators and admins should not be allowed to go live when other people are live. That got me a little heated because I don't see anywhere where that would be even an option. Like moderators, admins, you've accepted this volunteer position, you can't go live. That one got me a little heated and I had to call that one out here publicly. But we don't call out feedback through help desk. I want that to be very clear. If you send us feedback, we're not going to call you out here. Not going to call you out. We might discuss it. I think that's important. If you bring us feedback that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a good idea, we should probably discuss that. We should probably bring that up so that everybody, like, maybe this is a widespread concern. Maybe we need to talk about that. We'll discuss it, but we're not calling anybody out when we do that. I just want that to be very clear. Like, we're not like, oh, well, so-and-so said this. Like that's not what we're doing. We are discussing the issue that you've presented to us, because if it is a widespread issue, if lots of people are, like, oh my, it could not just, maybe it's not just you. Maybe there's more people thinking about that issue that you've reached out to us about. And so I don't want anyone to think we're calling anybody out. What we're doing is we're seeing what you're saying and we're like, you know what, we should probably discuss this, because we want other people to know, like, hey, that we see what you're talking about and we just want everyone to know, like, this is really how we feel about this. This is what's going on. And so it's kind of a reassurance thing more than anything. I don't think and you guys can tell me if I'm if I'm calling people out or not, and like, okay. But I think the one time I called anyone out was that one email. That's probably the worst of it, was when I got that email. That's called leadership. Okay. Okay, so real quick, and I think we're getting towards the end here. Let's talk about guidelines real quick before we proceed. Oh, my Stanley. This is actually Ashton's, and he was jealous of Juliet and me having Stanley, so I bought him one, and he used it. That wasn't good. Anyway, so I don't know what that was. I know. Is everything okay? Are you okay? Okay. I think that was one of our glasses. I don't think it was I think it was like a drinking glass. Because they're over by the sink near the drying rack. All right. So guidelines. We've had a lot of issue recently, a lot more than I would like, I guess. To me, in my mind, it's a lot of issue with other marketplace owners reaching out to our sellers here, inviting them to come on over, sell your stuff here. That's not okay. That's against our guidelines. It's against district guidelines, and it results. You got one of those today? Can you send it to me, please? community@niknax.net. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. So that's been happening a lot lately. When it happens, if you got a couple too, yeah, please forward them to me, community@niknax.net. Also, you can hold the button down and report them to district. But it's really important that you pass those along. Those result in an instant ban from Niknax. Not allowed. Absolutely not allowed. It's against district guideline, and it's against our guidelines. So if you're receiving messages from other marketplace owners, we need to know about it. That's very frustrating. Definitely frustrating. And it shouldn't be happening. So please let me know. And I'm sorry that you guys are getting those messages. It's not okay. But you can just screenshot it and send it to community@niknax.net, and I will follow up. I'm sure district will follow up, but I will follow up as well. All right. So, oh, really? You were on another marketplace? Yeah, that's the drawback of being attached to the other marketplaces too. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so that is an instant ban. So when I see that other marketplaces are trying to, I guess, poach our sellers, they get instantly banned. So I had to do that last week. I also got a message from that person like, hey, I was just inviting people to come and look at my listings, but that's not really what it was. So that will get you instantly banned from Niknax, and there is no getting back in because it's not okay. I mean, it's just common sense, kind of. Let's talk about low starts. Low starts continues to be a topic of conversation. I saw it brought up a few times here. As far as low starts go, guys, I realize that they may be intimidating. I realize that low starts may be intimidating. If you are a newer seller, if you're trying to still find your footing here on Niknax, low starts can be intimidating, and I totally get that. But low starts does not mean that you're not going to make sales. If somebody else is having low starts, that's great. They've earned that. They've definitely earned those low starts. But the thing about it is if they're having low starts, chances are those items are going to sell for more than what they're starting it at. You can start it at $1 and their items are selling for more than that. They're bringing people into the marketplace. Those viewers may not stick with that seller. they're going to obviously browse around. They might see your sale and be like, oh my gosh, I love these items. The thing about it is, and the thing about what we sell here on Niknax is that for the most part, if you're live, no two items are alike, right? So if you're selling something, they might like what you're selling. They might be like, oh my gosh, I really love this item. I like it. You could be starting it at $20. That other person doesn't have that item. They're selling something else, even though it's a low start, but they need that item that you have and you're starting it at $20. Like I have always said, start your items at the least amount you want for them. That is what separates us from Whatnot. You're starting your items at the least amount you want. I'm never going to dictate here on Niknax that you can't start your items at a low start. That will never, ever be a thing. I'm never going to do that. So don't expect me to do that. But I can encourage you and tell you that low starts are not going to necessarily affect you. You may think it's affecting you, but it's not really affecting you unless you are selling the exact same item and they're starting it at $1 and you're starting it at $20. If it's the exact same thing, then maybe, yeah, it might affect you. If I'm selling this ruler for $20 and they're starting it at $1, yeah, that might affect you. But here, what we're doing, the chances of that are, what we're selling, what we're doing, the chances are pretty slim that you're going to be selling the exact, jewelry, clothing, fabrics, all of the categories that we're into right now. There's so much diversity and there's so many different things that everybody's selling that the chances of two people selling the exact same piece are very slim, very slim. Yeah, the low starts are a double-edged sword for buyers. It goes for a high price. It can be disappointing. Yeah, there you go. And then, they get disappointed. They're like, oh man, I thought this was low starts. That just sold for $60. I'm out of here. They're going to go look for another sale. And if that item sold for $60 and you're starting yours at 20, they're going to go to your sale. So I just want to reiterate over and over and over again. I feel like I have to do it at every single coffee chat. Low starts are not affecting the marketplace and they're not affecting you. What everybody needs to do is they need to focus on their own business, how they're running their business. You need to make sure that you're curating items that other people want. You need to be curating quality. You need to be looking at your business and how you can improve. Like, don't be and if you are focused on other people, don't be focused on them because, oh my gosh, they're hurting me. Be focused on them because you're looking at them and you're like, okay, what are they doing that's working for them that I can adapt and make that work for me? That's, if anything, if you're focused on them, that's why you should be focused on them, because you should be watching them and trying to figure out what they're doing that can work for you. But low starts are not going to turn us into Whatnot. And I think that's the biggest fear that a lot of people have, is that if people are starting low, we're going to turn into Whatnot. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. And it's not going to happen because we have such a good support system here. We have customer service. We have a good community. We have so many things that they don't have. And a few low starts is not going to do it. Trust me. Trust me. It's not that. Okay. So, we're at 2%. This isn't charging. Hang on, guys. What's going on here? Oh, this wasn't on. All right, hang on. It was the little blue light again. It wasn't on. So please don't let the low starts discourage you. And I've always said that if you are feeling discouraged and you need help, if you are struggling to make sales, if you're feeling discouraged, if you need help, you can reach out to me. Reach out to me and tell me that you are feeling discouraged and you need help. Don't come at me. Don't blame everybody else, but come to me. Say, I need help. There are so many things that we can do to help you. I can, give you some tips. I can raid in. I can plan a raid. I can raid into you. Like, there are so many things that we can do to help you, to build you up, to get you established, to find you some followers, to get you to where you need to be. That you can do this. So reach out to me, but don't let other people get in your head. Focus on you. Okay. That's my pep talk for today. Yeah, but be open to advice. Absolutely be open to advice. All right, because I've had people reach out to me who have like the best, they have such cool stuff. And the only thing that they're struggling with is getting people in their room. Like just getting the people in there to look at their cool stuff. You know, why, like, and it blows my mind. Like they've got cool stuff. Like, what's going on? Yeah, Benny Delight, you have such amazing stuff. I know you do. Benny's Delights. Such cool stuff. That blows my mind that you're having a hard time getting people in there because you got great stuff. so there you go. So if you're struggling, please feel free to reach out to me. Don't think that I'm going to be like, oh well. So there's that. So low starts, just forget about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop fixating on it. Now my computer's getting low. I gotta get through these notes. What am I at? Oh, 6% on my computer. Okay. I only have one charger and it's either my phone or my laptop. So I have to like figure out which one I'm going to sacrifice. And I think it's going to be my computer. All right. So let's do this quick. So I want to remind everybody, yeah, consistency is key. Consistency is your biggest thing. Consistency when you're having your lives, the time that you're having your lives, what you're selling in that live. I mean, I think I saw Lori in here. Did I see you, Lori? I mean, I don't know. I know you're doing the clothing and you're doing so well with it. But I mean, I don't know when you started at that time slot on Thursday, if it was as much of a success as it's becoming. But I know that you were probably like, all right, let's just give it a try. And I'm sure that it's built to the point where people expect you on Thursdays for your Rogue Vintage. Like, I'm sure they're like, oh my gosh, tonight is the show. Like, it takes time to build it up. Even if the first few shows is like, oh man. Yeah, Laura and Lisa with the vintage clothing, like killing it. But it takes time. You know, you might have the first few shows at that time slot and it might be like, ooh, this might not be working, but stick with it because eventually people are going to come to expect you at that time. And then they're like, oh my gosh, tonight's the night. I'm going to go watch my favorite show. All right, take the lid off and it gets cold. It started slowly, but now we have a great show and you have a following, right? You've got a groove, you got a following, you have people that come in. Oh yeah, there you are. Sorry, I didn't see it, Lisa. Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that it just took some, and that goes with any show. All right, so let's see. Event calendar. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go through our events real quick because my computer is, all right, now we should be good. The events calendar. So the events calendar is in our, events calendar. It's under the chat channels on the left. Sorry, my brain is like not working these days. Got so much going on. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the event calendar. We're going to see real quick what we have coming up. Groovy Train is tonight. Speaking of Lisa and Lori, we've got the Groovy Train coming up tonight. So hopefully you guys can tune into that. Tomorrow is Good Morning Train. That's happening tomorrow. Then we have the W is for Wednesday, which I guess is like weird and wonderful for Wednesday. So that is happening tomorrow. Oh, yes. The Groovy Train is always on Tuesdays and happy to have guest sellers each week. They reserve the time 5:18 for guests. So if you would like to be on the Groovy Train, absolutely reach out. Great Eye Finds is saying, and that's a great way also, you know, if you've done your onboarding and you're like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to get started at this. That's a great way, you know, to get on one of those trains, and the support of the train is very helpful. So we have W for Wednesday and Good Morning Niknax tomorrow. Art Hangout is every Thursday. And then we have on the 21st and 22nd, the Wanderlust Wares, and Welcome Aboard is on the 22nd. So that's what we've got going on. You can find the events calendar under chat channels. It's there. If you just scroll down, you can find it. All right, so there's that. Meet Your Maker is 6/27. The theme is summer vibes. Handmade Market is also 6/27. That is the day that we turn the entire homepage over to all handmade. all handmade. So the whole homepage will be handmade. But if you are a handmade maker, make sure you are utilizing collections, because when I switch it over, the only way that your items will show is if they are in the collections. That is key. So go under collections, find the appropriate collections. Handmade by Niknax artists. Yes, very important. You put them in those categories to show up on the homepage. If you don't, they're not showing up. Okay? Handmade by Niknax artists. And if you've already got your items in there and they're not in those collections, add them. Okay? Add them to your collections. Glass Gallery. July 19th through the 20th. The train is full, but we added a new day. Everybody on the wait list gets first dibs. And then we're going to open it up. But watch the Gazette for details on that, okay? And then we have our Irish proverb for the day. There is no strength without unity. Ta-da! Okay. I have written down is guide. I don't know what that means. That I wrote down guide. Oh, most common violations. I think I started to write that and then I got into a different. Most common guideline violations. That was a good question. I can pull this out now, 20%. Let's put this down here in my laptop. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What is the most common? Probably selling wholesale without permission. Selling, that's probably it. Selling Temu wholesale. HelloFresh. HelloFresh wants to collaborate with me. They never have enough food. Did you guys notice that? They're like, here's for a family of 4. And I'm like, dude, I have a 14-year-old who eats like servings for 4 in one sitting. So that's not going to work for me. Yeah, no, I tried that. Yeah. I think like the most they send is like a family of 4. And I'm like, no. It just doesn't work out. It's cute though. Yeah, Team U. I know, yeah. Ashton, like, he eats like 5 dinners, and I'm like, dude. Well, it's my Stanley. You know, Andrew's in the hospital, and I'm still like making a full pot of coffee, and I'm like, I just do it because I know how much coffee to put in the coffee machine. And I'm like, I'm still going to make a full pot of coffee. But what do after I drink like 2 cups? I put it in here because this is the rest of the pot of coffee and I don't know what else to do with it. So I just take it and I drink it. I mean, what else are you going to, I'm not going to waste it. Oh, the welcome aboard train is also, Elsie, are you in here? Do you have any openings for that? I didn't ask that. I don't know if Elsie's in here. The welcome aboard train is this weekend. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that. And then I can have iced coffee. Usually she sends me an email. So I didn't get an email this time. I don't know if she has any openings. Yeah, usually she reaches out. That's what coffee's. Oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. Yeah, Andrew is currently in the hospital with sepsis. He went in last Thursday. I think it was Wednesday. It was last Wednesday. And he's been in ICU. Yesterday, they downgraded him, and now he is in a regular hospital room. So that's what's going on there. Thank you. Yeah. No, I mean his levels are doing a lot better. Yeah. Now he's just ornery and grumpy, mostly. Yes, Nicole. Yes. Today we were discussing crystals and what our stance on crystals are going to be, because we're kind of like, we don't even know what we're doing there. Yes, he had an infection. Yes. Yeah, an infection that went to his kidneys, his bladder, his blood, all the things. Oh, it's full. Okay. All right, cool. It is full. She's at a doctor's appointment. All right. Well, let's not bother her then. So welcome aboard is full this time around, but we will do another one next month. I think it's a monthly train. So we can maybe get on the welcome aboard train next. And what the welcome aboard train is, for those of you who are asking, the welcome aboard train is like an introductory to going live here on Niknax. So it's like if you're nervous about going live, if you're like you've never been live before and you kind of just want to get a feel for it, if you've done the onboarding but you're like I really don't know what I'm doing, it is a great opportunity. Yeah, Nicole, send me an email, community@niknax.net, and also if you haven't applied yet, make sure you put in an application. But if you're new to going live, you're not sure if you're going to be comfortable, it's a train that happens once a month, and it's a lot of our new live sellers. And like Sienna said, you can do onboarding more than once, and I've actually suggested that to people. We've had people who have taken like a year hiatus and they're coming back and they're like, hey, can I still sell? And I'm like, of course you can still sell. I mean, you're still here. And I'm like, yeah, you might want to do the onboarding again, though. You might want to redo the onboarding because things have changed over the past year. And I think that's important also if you've taken a break from going live, to maybe redo the onboarding because things change. There's new features and all of that. So definitely, if it's been a while since you've done onboarding and you still haven't gone live, you may want to just get a refresher on that. Yes, new features, always new features. Can there be Android specific onboarding? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I think it's kind of the same, but I don't know. I don't have an Android. She might do a second train sooner. Wonderful. Yeah, I've been approving a lot of sellers, so it wouldn't surprise me if she's getting a lot of requests for that. No, absolutely not. I know that in a lot of other marketplaces have rules and guidelines for going live while others are live, but we don't have that here. I mean, you are more than welcome to go live when anyone. I mean, we have so many. We have 4,800 sellers. I don't know how many of those are approved to go lives, but it's impossible not to go live when others are live. When we first started, I was very like anxious about going live when others were live, and then after a while, I realized I can't do that. But what I found was that when I go live, it brings a bunch of people. People are just flooding to Niknax, and eventually they get bored with me because I talk too much. And then they go over to other people's lives. They're like, oh, Jocelyn talks too much. Who else is live? And then they go and they see who else is live, while I'm live. So it's a great opportunity for you if I'm live to pop up. Most people are like, I don't want to go up against Jocelyn, but really, it's a great opportunity for you because I'm over here just chit-chatting, not selling anything. And these people are like, she's not even selling anything. Who else is live? Who's selling stuff? Yeah, there can be some competition in my shows. Yes, that is true. A lot of the times, I go live to draw people in. I'm just like, I'm just gonna bring some people in over here and then spread them around. And I think that's also the benefits of having Sage going live once a day while she's here, is also she's bringing people in and then she's sending them on a raid. So she's she's live for maybe about an hour, and then she sends them on a raid, and then she spreads them out like, hey, we're gonna bring all these people in and then we're gonna spread them out and send them out to somebody else. So what times and days have the most traffic? I have been trying really hard to push people into the evenings. And I've noticed we're getting later and later in when we're having shows, but there is definitely a late night crowd. And I would encourage you that if you are a night owl, that you try to go live in the evenings. I've wanted to do it. I'm just not a night person. Like I fall asleep editing my video at like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, okay, post. Like I can't. But if you're able, I would definitely encourage you. You would be surprised, but like after 10 p.m. Eastern, like that's kind of when it starts. There's a crowd there for sure. So I would definitely say evenings. There's no time limit, or you can go live as long as you want. I mean, sometimes Sandy is live for like 7 hours on a Sunday. It's crazy. Yeah, you were live till 3 a.m. once. Coffee for dinner. I mean, who is anyone here who goes live at night and who has had like a good turnout? Yeah, Beanie's something different. I know that. We were talking the other day. You say you have like 15 people in your room, no one's talking, and you just assume everyone fell asleep, right? There might be something to say about being late on too late. Yeah, Crystal, that's right. You did 24 hours. And not only did she do 24 hours, but somewhere in the middle of the night, her feed disappeared off the homepage and she still went strong. I mean, yep, thrifty DIY, great eye finds, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I feel like great eye finds is like, I like to be the caboose, and then she just goes and goes and goes. Usually, yeah, tonight at 11:18. Yes. And normally by that time, I usually maybe catch the beginning of your shows, and then I like slowly drift off. I'm like, okay, yep. I have tried, but usually that's right around my bedtime. Although I have been known to pop into sales in the middle of the night and surprise everybody, and they're like, "Whoa, Jocelyn, what are you doing here?" So definitely, I would encourage you guys to try night times on the other evening to let them see how awesome we are. What? Nuh-uh. Moonchild, let me know who that. I mean, we have a guideline here. Listen, we have a guideline that we are family friendly. So let me know who that was, please, and I'll just send them a quick reminder that we are family friendly. We don't allow that. So just let me know. I'll send a gentle reminder. I mean, I think sometimes it's hard because it just comes out. But I mean, it'll just be a gentle reminder, like, hey, just so you know. Thank you. I appreciate that. community@niknax.net, or you can, I prefer that, but if you need to, you can send me a DM. To beautiful vintage planters. There you go. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I just I don't curse on camera. Sometimes it slips out. I think I did before on camera, maybe once or twice. And then everyone was like, oh, yeah. I mean, I grew up in the home of a Southern Baptist pastor, so I don't really swear that much. Yeah. On our best. Yeah, that's right. We're on our best behavior on camera. Yep. All right. Does anyone have any more questions? Because we're coming up on noon. I mean, that's what I mean. It does accidentally happen sometimes. My goal is that people aren't like just cussing and swearing nonsense. Like that's not what I want. That's not what I want. But it does, like, I get that occasionally there's a slip. I've done it. It happens. What it shows, oh, okay. So Sage goes live on this account. She goes live on Crazy Lamp Lady. And the show is called When the Boss is Away. That's what the thumbnail says. And then she's either doing trinkets or she's doing jewelry. I think she's doing trinkets today, though. Look at this. She's already got it set up. I know, right? Right. Oh, the teeth. So the teeth are in multi-day auction, and they're like, apparently they're like baby dentures. Like, that's what somebody had said, was that they were baby dentures. I could not imagine putting those in a baby's mouth. Like, what? Like, is that real? Are they baby dentures? I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a baby would swallow those. There's no way. But they're so realistic also that I'm like, honestly, I thought they would be like a cool necklace. I feel like somebody can make a cool necklace out of those. It would take the right person. It would take the right person, but that would make the coolest necklace. Somebody would rock that. Why would babies need dentures? Right? Did you guys see it? Hang on, where is it at? I definitely took it out to show the other day, and I don't know where I put it after I showed everybody. All right, I'll have to find it then. I must have moved it somewhere. I had it in a little baggie, and now I don't know where I put the little baggie. But I definitely showed everybody the little dentures. They're really cute. I know, aren't they so cool? A dentist sample me. They're so realistic. That's what just blows my mind, is they're such realistic little teeth. And I was like, these are really cool. Doll teeth, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they are, but that's weird. That's weird. I'm like, where did those things go? Where did I put them? Oh, my setup? Yeah, sure. This. Here, I'll take it off. Yeah, there you go. So it's just my big light box. the Velcro doesn't work on that, so I just have it taped up there. But yeah, this is a spice holder from Target, and it actually slides, so it expands, but because it's portrait mode, it can't get much wider than that. So there it is. Isn't it great? Yeah, it's just a little spice shelf. Ooh, from Target. Oh my gosh. Show all of my light bulbs. Oh, okay. You want to see my setup? I'll take a few steps back. Oh, you guys are all blurry. Here, hang on. I'm wiping you off. So that's my black box, and that's my white one. I think it's bigger than that. Sage, do you know how big these boxes over here are? I think these are 36. 12. So that's 24. Maybe like 32. I think these are 32 square.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought you knew. That's all what's that?
I wouldn't know. We need a tape measure.
I do. It's linked in my my bio for my YouTube videos. Now I'm looking for those teeth. Where did my teeth go? Where are my teeth? Did anyone see the baby teeth anywhere? Oh, here they are.
I honestly do not want to know.
I don't want to know. That's not done. They're somewhere on the shelf.
It's like 33.
33. One is white and the other is black. 2 because I don't like to have to constantly switch out my backdrop. Ooh, what's going on here? Why does that keep sliding? What is happening? There, is that gonna? This is just like rolling all over the place. That is so weird. Look. All right, something's wrong with it. Can they sell LuLaRoe clothes? So I don't even think Lulu. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I don't even think that's around anymore, is it? Yeah, didn't it go out of business? Yeah. think they went out of business. All right. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Your personal closet. Oh yeah, if it's your personal closet items, I don't see why not. And I have approved sellers that have previously sold MLM and just have like back stock, but like the company's out of business. It's like it was their new old stock, I guess you would call it. New old stock jewelry. She is not. No, she is no longer on Niknax. She decided not to sell here. She would be welcome to, but she decided not to. It's fun I find it all the time at the thrift store. I'm waiting for it to come back up in value. I don't know what to do about this, guys. You just have to be sideways. Oh, they're still around. I thought they went out of business. Maybe they filed for bankruptcy. I don't know. I'm curious now. All right. Well, it's coming on 12 o'clock. Any more questions before we do a rate? They've been sued multiple times. Yeah. When you got them like ring light and light box. Oh, Amazon. Yeah, I got it all on Amazon. I actually, if you go to my YouTube videos in the description, I have a link to the stuff that I use. But it is an affiliate link, so if you use it, I do get a small commission. But there is a link to my Amazon list of all my supplies and all that. So Unique Around the Corner. If you have an idea for a train, you can forward that to Christina at Niknax.net. She is in charge of the trains. Yes, that is Moon Sky, but you have to email her. You can't message her. You have to send an email. Anything having to do with trains has to be an email. Oh, absolutely. Of course. Of course. Christina at Niknax.net. Awesome. Yeah, it should all be in there. And if I mean, I put it in there a while ago, and sometimes they go like out of stock, but then Amazon like pops up with a new product that's exactly the same elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I don't know where else I would be. I'm here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I haven't talked to him yet today. Overage refunds. Yes, so there is a processing fee when you refund overages on shipping. Yes, there is a fee on that. That's why it's important to get your shipping correct, because you are being charged a processing fee when you refund. So when you refund, you are charged a processing fee. So that's why I always suggest, like, if somebody wants to cancel something and you're needing to send in a refund, if you are canceling, you need to go through support@district.net. You can tell the buyer, yeah, can you please reach out to support@district.net to cancel, because otherwise I get charged. That's what they got to do. Hello. Yeah, thank you so much. You've undercharged. Well, make sure that you are getting your use your calculated shipping. Make sure you are using calculated shipping, and then you can avoid that. I am a huge proponent of calculating bulk assigned dimensions for shipping. Yes, actually, I'm going to write that down in my notebook. I have it in my notes. Christina put it in my notes for me, but I'm going to also write it down here. All right. Thank you, Crystal. You understood the assignment. I was like, make sure you remind me because I might forget. Yes. So if you, well, I mean, I think a few, okay. It's not like a huge, it's not a huge processing fee. It's not a lot, but if you're doing a lot of them, it does add up. It does add up. WR code for use at post office. I don't know what that means. QR code. Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. I don't know if there's one of those yet. Do we have that? See, I don't do the shipping. I'm always the wrong. If you guys have shipping questions, I'm the wrong person to ask about. If there's a QR code for shipping, like I think that comes on the packing slip, right?
Yes.
We don't have one of those. What? A packing slip, or we don't have a manifest. Yeah, we don't. I didn't think we have it. Yeah, we don't have it. Not yet. I know it's something that I brought up a couple of times. It's maybe in the future updates because I brought it up a few times. Yes, they do. Yes. Yeah. No, I brought it up a couple of times. The scan sheets. Yep. It has been a topic of conversation. Can there be a block on generate label until? Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's awesome. Perfect. That's great that you had help. Yeah, I think that's so awesome when others in the community jump in and then try to help. I noticed that the other over the weekend. It was actually during Laurel's birthday party. Somebody was having trouble. I forget who it was, but I did the voice, and I was like, okay, I'm going to walk you through this. And of course, Laurel and everything in the background was like, chaotic, but I was able to walk them through it. The voice is fine. And then Christina tried the voice and it didn't work. So in that case, I was the voice. It was good to be the voice for once. She always gets to be the voice. I blame Ireland. They have 48 hours to pay. That is correct. You've had the voice from Christina, I know, right? I've only done the voice a few times. I actually voiced over Tool Bomb. April, right? Tool Bomb. I voiced over her sale once because her audio wasn't working. And so she held the items and showed them, and then I was the voiceover for them. So that was one time I got to be the voice. I was like, and next we have this beautiful blue glass bowl in the pattern daisies and buttons. And we're, it was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, we should do this more often. This is a blast. Yeah, it was fun. For sure. We will be your voice. Literally. All right, so I'm gonna hop off now. It is 12:05. I gotta get Sage her stuff ready for her trinket sale. We're gonna do trinkets today. At some point this afternoon, will pop up. Yes, for you too as well, Fragile. I hope that everything is well for you from the hospital. And don't work too hard. I mean, I can't believe you made it to the meeting today. That's just wild. All right. I'm going to pass you guys along. 2:05 a.m. Oh, my goodness. All right. So let me pass you guys along. Everybody have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. for Goodwill finds. Thursday's still up in the air. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'll figure something out. Just trying to take it day by day. And I only have the sitter for so many hours during the day. So, all right, let me pass you guys along. Here we go. Have a great day. Great day. I'll see you guys later. So long. Let's see. Should we go to Nana? It's her birthday. I feel like we should go see Nana for her birthday, right? Let's go see Nana. Everybody say happy birthday. If you're not already following her, give her a follow. Tell her happy birthday. Show her some encouragement, some love. All right, let's go see Nana. Here we go. Happy birthday.